Good morning, everyone. It's the 6th of April. I hope everyone had a nice Easter weekend. It's very strange weather lately in London. Last week was 24 degrees and yesterday was snowing in my garden. So fall season in a week. Very, very odd. A few of my friends asked me, do I trade every day? The answer is no, I do not take trade in the market every day. I do look at the market pretty much every single day to find a quality over quantity. It is very common, people think that we make money every single day, but in reality, nobody does, and you never have to. It is important that you have a risk to reward management in place, okay? I only risk a small percentage out of my portfolio on the trade, no matter how confident I am, because nothing is certain in this financial market. But one thing I'm certain is to control my risk. Once your risk is controlled, then I always aim for a multiple reward to risk, so my winners will compensate my losses. That way, I no longer fear to have losses in this game. Once you have a risk to reward system in place, the next three key elements are timing, selection, and management, which I'm going to demonstrate to you today. I'm going to start off with the dollar index. Last week we said potentially we want to go long on dollar as a last push, potentially to around the 94 area, this blue box right there. However, it turned out to be a failed breakout, okay? I did take a dollar trade to go long. I did sell a pound dollar, which I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to show you the pound dollar trade that I took and the reasoning and how I managed it. So timing, as you can see, this is a daily downtrend. Through here, we can see a lower high, lower low. On Monday, 29th of March, there was a high test bar testing the last support and resistance area this trend line pointed. High test bar is a very, very strong reversal signal. Plus, if it bounces or rejecting a support resistance level, that's an extra confidence that we look for. Therefore, I took a short trade in here, which I will show you how I done it and how I manage it as well. Dropping down to an hour, that's the Monday bar through here, 29. Bang, it dropped below, breaking this, and then come back for retest. So I took the retest on Tuesday, right here. Bang, price started to drop, okay? So it's fine, no problem. I left it and then aiming to break the last daily low around this area or potentially a bit more to the blue box area. However, when price came back to test this blue box, and on Wednesday morning, 7 o'clock, a big bullish bar through here on the hourly, I began to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Also, prior to that, there's a bigger time frame than a daily time frame that I knew, which I'm going to show you right now. Change it to a weekly. When you look at a weekly trend in here, weekly is in a strong uptrend, bullish trend. Through here, it's just a phase 2, so just a pullback. And the week before, on the 22nd of March, that weekly bar as a low test bar. So we're getting a bit of conflicts here. I'll show you in two charts, that way that you hopefully understand a bit more. So that's two chart right here. So this weekly phase 2, what it created on the right hand side is the daily chart. You can see a daily downtrend, lower high, lower low, but on a weekly it's only a phase 2, therefore weekly is still on an uptrend. So you kind of be thinking, okay, I'm a bit lost right here. You say daily downtrend, weekly uptrend. So basically, you need to understand this. I have a little slogan that I use for trading. Bigger time frame, provide direction. Smaller time frame, provide execution. So in this case, the thumbs of rules are the bigger the time frame, the more significant it is. So in this case, weekly is much more significant than daily. Okay? Therefore, even though I was taking a short trade through last Monday, back of my head, I already had a plan that weekly is still on an uptrend. Therefore, if I'm going to take a short trade, I need to be cautious because eventually I'm going to turn to be a buyer on pound. Seasonally, I'll show you. So this is a seasonal chart. Very, very simple to show you the monthly performance of each of the instrument. We're in April now. You can see most of the currency turn green, meaning they turn positive, bullish in a way. So pound is one of the best performing, 1.25 through here. Therefore, back of my head, when I did my analysis, monthly analysis, back of my head already knew that in April, I am going to look for a long opportunity on pound. Therefore, the short trade that I took last week, it was only short term. If it works, it worked. If it didn't work, it didn't work. Okay, so that's one thing that I use seasonal to as a conferences for my trading plan. As you can see, dollar index in here in April is red, so turn bearish. Therefore, another conference is that, okay, I want to buy pound and I want to buy pound against the US dollar. So that's how I use seasonal to plan. Seasonal is not execution tool, okay? Price action is always the most key element for my trading, okay? So that's my selection. So timing now, looking at the chart, let me just go back to one chart. So the weekly chart is very bullish, right? So bullish run, come back for pullback, and continuation divergent. If you understand divergent, if not, then I'm afraid I don't have the time today to go through. We're in the middle of processing a educational online content. We'll include this sort of indicator in there. So I'll be very happy to show you once it's ready. So on the weekly, is very, very bullish on that. So it's a pullback back to a relevant zone, a low test and a double low test inside. Dropping down to a daily, we can see sorry breaking through the resistant area, this trend line through here. So my plan is now waiting for a pullback on a smaller time frame, potentially back to, you know, around the monthly pivot area, the 13823, and wait for a reversal pattern on a smaller time frame, ideally an hour or 30 minutes to go long. Let's go back to the basic. Time frame agreement is very, very important. So we now have the selection through our criteria, through seasonal chart. Price action is agreeing. Now I want all time frame to agree, which is timing. Weekly is on an uptrend, undeniable. Okay, this is 100% on an uptrend, very, very bullish. Daily, you can see, is already change of trends, trying to go back up. So 2 time frames agree. Now, as I said on my slogan, bigger time frame provide direction. So we got the direction agree from 2 big time frame. Now I need to drop down to a smaller time frame to look for execution, and some may call the elegant entry. Dropping down to hourly, we can see that is the trend line that was the last support area. Coincide with the monthly pivot. So what I'm looking for now is price pullback through here, made a reversal pattern like a double bottom through here for me to go long. target wise on pound, because it's quite bullish in April, I like to aim back to the monthly R2, the 14160, or even beyond to the 142 area as my target. So we shall see how price developed. On the other side, dollar index is running to a little bit of support, which is the monthly pivot. So we shall see. I suspect price through here will hover around for a few days. It may revisit on the 93 area, then off it go, or may just hover around and break through. So we shall see. We'll keep a close eye on that. Another pairs that I'm already in is dollar CAD short. Again, we'll start off with the weekly analysis. You can see it's a downtrend, weekly downtrend. Daily, also a downtrend. Okay, you can see price keep making lower high, and lower low. Now rejecting the top channel. Okay, so now we got the two bigger time frame, the weekly and daily, confirming the direction. So next thing that I was doing was to drop down to a smaller time frame for my execution. In this case, I dropped down to 1 hour. You can see last Thursday, when price was struggled to go up, gone to the trend line, a break of trend on 1 hour, and a retest on the trend line. Bingo. That's where my limit order came in. The reason why I use a smaller time frame to do that, it increased my risk to reward dramatically. As you can see, this entrant right here, bang, nice and early, and price already starting to slowly going, pushing down, which is great. I have an option that I can drag my stop to entry. So therefore, I'm not losing any trade anymore. So I'm very, very relaxed on that, okay? So I'm just leaving it in here because that's the way I trade and believe in my system, okay? Price may hover around this area, but I don't really care at the minutes because simply that is a very, very safe position. My target wise, it would be on the bottom channel of, for now. So the monthly S1. Potentially I might aim for S2, but depending on price, how it develops over the next days or week. So I'm an end of day trader. I like to hold on to a position as long as possible. Let my winners to do the full potential. But this is how I trade anyway. Some people like to go into the market in and then out. But for me, because I spend a lot of time to plan, look for conferences, so I like to look for multiple reward to risk as my trading system. Another interesting chart that I am keeping my close eye on is the US indices. The S&P 500 is continuing to be very bullish, now broken through the previous all-time high, now made a new high. Where are we heading from here? Indices and stocks has a tendency to break and continue to break. So it makes it a little bit harder to catch. I tried to catch it, but because of certain businesses that was in my way that I couldn't be on the chart last week. Therefore, I took other instrument, which I'm going to show you after the indices anyway. So my plan on the S&P 500 is I like to see price go to maybe even to the 4,200, a big psychological number. Also coincide with this top channel line there and monthly R3. So, but it is certainly very bullish. Therefore, I would probably try and look for a smaller time frame on an hourly. Look for small bounces to go long. You know, even the 4,030 area is not too bad. But I have other sort of instrument if I can't catch it anyway. Going to NASDAQ. A few weeks ago when I did the market update, I said NASDAQ is the one that underperformed during this period. Therefore, I wanted to look for some tech stock to invest. and some to trade, which, you know, I did place the trade on Apple, which I'll show you after I do the analyze on the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ again, this double bottom, daily double bottom broke off. Now, is it gonna retest on this weekly pivot on the circle area? We shall see. Like I said, indices has a tendency just to break and don't come back. But if it does, happy to take it. If it doesn't, again, probably dropping down to the hourly again to look for a small rejection. You know, read the price action right here today. I've got the blue box right here. Change the pivot to the daily pivot. Yeah, right here. S2 would be a fantastic limit order if it does come back. So we shall see when the US open later. It may just come back here and then off it go again. So we shall see. I'm going to read the price very carefully. I want to look for price here, struggle, typical phase 2, and then final blow through here in opening. I might very well enter around this area, but depending on how price developed anyway. How high can NASDAQ go to? NASDAQ's got good room actually. I think, you know. Let's have a look at the monthly pivot and see any indication. Yeah, again, seasonally, indice is very bullish from April, so we could, you know, first of course the monthly R2 coincide with the last all-time high. Could be if I entertain any trade around this area. Then certainly I'll take some profit off the table around the R2 area. You know, be ambitious to aim for R3. Also coincide with the top trend line area, which is, let me see, what's the level through there, which is probably the 14,000. A good psychological number to aim for. Okay, however, that's very it's not the easiest to catch unless you are in the charts that, you know, using intraday method to get into the indice. Otherwise, I would be very focused on individual stock actually. So as you can see, I have got a trade on PayPal. So why did I take PayPal? It's exactly the same thing that I trade. I flip through to the weekly chart. Weekly uptrend. Excellent. Pullback. Great. This time I use daily as my smaller time frame. Daily double bottom. Beautiful. Beautiful pattern that I like to trade all day, every day when this happens. Now dropping down even smaller to hourly. We can see price. That's where I took my first trade when it broke the first pattern on that. So aggressive, I took that. Now I'm gonna add it on when price break this yesterday's high, which is the 25,306 area. When it break cleanly, I will enter around this area again on this. You know, may take some profit around this box area or aim for the all-time high, which is great. You know, still good reward to risk on PayPal. I did take a trade on Apple, but I took some profit yesterday, as you can see. The reason being is, let me explain to you why. Because my broker chart was a bit messed up. You can see the price action was hideous. Look at that. That's just hideous. And I just didn't like the look of it. So I thought, you know what? I'll just take some profit out of it and look for other instrument. But if your broker do present you a cleaner or not a messed up chart, Apple wouldn't be bad to take a long trade on, I think. The other one that I'm looking to take a trade, my broker is offering a cleaner chart, believe me or not, is Tesla. Same thing. I use the same method on all kind of instrument, is trend following, time frame agreement, and a management plan. all across. I can trade that on crypto, I can trade that on stock, I can trade that on FX, I can trade that on commodity. That's no difference. As long as you understand the behaviors from buyers and sellers, you can apply that to any instrument. I trade anything that moves in the financial market, and which I'm very happy to do that. As long as the chart is clean and present that with the selection, timing, and management criteria, I take it all day, every day. So Tesla, bang. I don't need to do a great entrance or a great presentation on Tesla. Everybody should know, if you're in the financial market, that Tesla done tremendously well. The EV market is in demand, etc., etc. It drives the prices up to the roof. So it's on the uptrend. I'm happy to be a buyer. Simple as that. Weekly uptrend. Boom. Staircase here. Off it go. Push now. Came back with a pullback. Excellent on that. I like that a lot. Through here, the weekly pullback, weekly phase 2 looks like going to the end. So I've got the bigger time frame to confirm my direction. Now I'm dropping down to the daily. Excellent. Daily, double bottom, trend line. Yesterday was a high test bar. I like that even more. So it shows buyers trying to push on this resistance area. Dropping down to the hourly. That's where I like to use it for my execution. I'm probably just going to take a breakout when open through here. Stop loss probably around here, the last hourly swing. And again, aim for a probably close to the all-time high as my first target. Another one that I'll manage it accordingly. Okay. So this is my overall plan for the week. Sell US dollar, buy British pound, buy Canadian dollar, potentially Australian dollar, but it needs a little bit more work. Go long on US indices and some of the technical stock. We're in the middle of making all our trading system into written content, video content, and online courses. Let me show you a prototype system that helps me select quality currency pairs. Okay, so this is a prototype currency selection system. How it works is you need to do a quick review or analysis on the major currency. So Australian dollar, euro, pound, Kiwi, Canadian, Swiss francs, Japanese yen, all against the US dollar. So this is what I've done in the weekend. So Aussie downtrend, euro downtrend, pound uptrend, Kiwi downtrend, Canadian uptrend, Swiss franc downtrend, Japanese yen downtrend. So this is the daily time frame. Once you do that, click update, boom. It will give you an indication what you should buy, what a sideways, meaning no trend, which you should avoid. I avoid anyway. I don't trade any sideways markets. I found this pointless, wasting my time anyway. And what you should sell. Once you have the indication in here, then you go through individually through the buy list and the sell list to find the best chart, which you can see I already put the note through here. That saves you a lot of time to go through all these multiple close to 28-30 pairs through here and just analyze in less than 5-10 minutes through this scan process. Our team is working extremely hard to build all the content online and building an empowering community to support trader and investor, so hopefully anyone can benefit from the financial market, and we hope to launch in the next few months. So do follow us on Instagram and YouTube for the latest update, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So until next week, happy trading and happy investing. Thank you very much.